Hi guys, today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. Going to work today. I did go to work yesterday to one of my jobs, but I didn't do my makeup yesterday. I still haven't been to the gym since getting sick. I'm feeling, excuse me, still coughing. Doctor told us that the cough could last like a month. I hope not. Because like it hurts in here. Like my muscles hurt. And then my thighs and my butt muscles too. Because like when I cough, I brace myself. After having 10 kids, coughing can be, well, let's just say it's a gamble as to whether or not my pelvic floor is going to hold together. So, yeah, that's been interesting. I actually got some decent sleep last night, though, so that was nice. Because between all of us coughing, especially my husband, I mean, we just keep waking each other up. But anyway, I'm definitely more tired than I was before I got sick. It's hard to have the energy. Everything tastes weird, so I haven't really been eating a whole lot. I did have breakfast this morning. I actually woke up hungry. It's the first time I've had an appetite in over a week. So I did eat something, but I haven't had coffee or anything, like, because everything just tastes off. My sinuses are still all plugged up. You can probably hear it in my voice. But I'm not contagious, so I have to go to work. Plus, overall, let's see, Rob had worked a bunch of overtime the week before we got sick, but because they go off of the 80-hour pay period and not just a 40-hour work week, all that overtime turned into regular hours. When he couldn't go to work because he was sick. He did have some sick pay, but it still turned all those hours into regular hours. I couldn't go to work and I didn't have any sick time for one of my jobs. I think I may have maybe an hour of sick time. And the other job, I only had like 8 hours of sick time. So essentially, being sick for just over a week, we lost like $2,000. It's insane. It's insane. We went from doing pretty well financially to now we're struggling a little bit. We should be okay within the next couple of months, but it sucks. I think if I had known we were gonna get sick, I wouldn't have spent my all the cash I had saved up on. I got Rob a 3D printer for Christmas, and if it weren't for, like, if I would have known we were gonna get sick, I would have just held on to that, because now it's gone and we got sick and it sucks. That's how life is, I guess. At least it happened after Christmas. This Christmas was pretty good. I worked really hard to save up for Christmas, and would have been bummed out if I couldn't have made Christmas awesome for the kids. But anyway, also kind of an annoying way to start the year, getting really sick and falling behind on literally everything. We had 3 viruses. So at first we were told about the one because Robbie had to go to the ER, and he had influenza A and also bronchitis. I ended up getting bronchitis as well. And then Naomi. So the kids also, well, me too, like we were all like throwing up too, which apparently isn't part of influenza A. That was norovirus. So we had both of those, plus bronchitis. And Ellie got pink eye, and Naomi got a bladder infection. All at the same time, you guys. It was a hell of a week. It takes a lot to take me down, let me tell you what. Normally I don't. And normally if I'm just like slightly sick, I just keep going. Like even both of my jobs encourage me to just keep going. I've said it before, you know, when you're working in healthcare, they really discourage you calling in. But if you have the flu, then it's a different thing entirely. Then they're just like, stay away. So, yeah, because I had the flu, obviously I couldn't work until no longer contagious. With 3 different viruses at the same time. That just... And you know, the whole time I was sick, I kept dreaming about Tilk. The whole time. I also kept thinking, and the kids said it too, if Tilk were still alive, we would have been terrified with those viruses. And they're not wrong, because, like, Tilk had no immune system of his own, and anytime he got sick, it was terrifying. Several of the kids said to me, well, at least Tilk can't get this. He would have been miserable. I kept dreaming about him, though. In the dreams, I was just taking care of him. Just like a normal day. Except for one dream where I dreamed there was lava on the floor everywhere. But anyway, I'm so glad we're all on the mend. I don't know if I'm doing face paint today. I might just go with regular makeup. I don't know. Like, I kind of want to do face paint, and I kind of don't. I'm still pretty weak, unfortunately. Just driving me crazy. Because I know, like, I'm not this week. And not being able to get into the gym is driving me nuts too. We also had a water main break, not at my house, thank God, but the water mains in our city suck. Last year we had like 12 breaks, and then they were supposed to fix like some stuff. They were supposed to like take apart the roads and like fix a bunch of stuff, and the crew that they hired did it really stupid. So they were doing this one section of road that was only supposed to take a month, and it took all summer because the construction crew, they did it completely wrong 3 times. So they took it all apart, and then they were supposed to replace 3 sets of pipes that were like, you know, one on top of the other. they only did the top one. And then they put everything back together. And then, oops, they had to go back and do it again. Then they did that a second time, put everything back together, and oops, they didn't do the bottom one. So once again, they had to take everything apart, replace the pipes, put it all back together, and then they did people's driveways wrong. Where they had the where the road and the driveway meet, they made them too narrow. So they had to take that apart and redo it. So it took the entire summer and cost way more money than it should have. And nothing else got done. And we're like, yeah, this is awesome. Anyway, so the water main broke behind the gym. It also broke behind the gym last year. And the year before. So there's no toilets or running water at the gym currently. That's a problem. That's a big problem. But you know, our town, the city council in our town is more worried about creating tourist attractions than they are fixing the infrastructure. So nothing gets done properly. It's extremely frustrating. Nobody that lives here actually likes any of this nonsense. But the city council has literally told us too bad. Literally. People go to the city council meetings and they're like, we don't care what you think. Like, they literally say that. And they're trying to turn our city into an HOA, but they're also not fixing any of the infrastructure. That city's gonna end up being abandoned eventually, I bet, yeah. Technically, it should be downgraded to a town because the majority of the population doesn't stay in the winter. This town used to be owned by the mine. It was built by the mine, everything for the mining workers, like 150 years ago or something. And almost all the houses are the same, unless they were like for the higher ups in the mine. There was this weird social hierarchy where basically, like, the families of the people that own the mine didn't really socialize with or talk to the families of the miners. And this weird social hierarchy still has its echoes here. You know, the place where all the fancy houses are, the locals still call it Snob Hill. And there was like a lot of very anti-new people sentiment, even when I moved here. Even though I married a local, I was considered not really a local. I've lived here 20 years now, and I've been accepted as a local, but for the longest time I wasn't. And it was weird. It was very cliquey, very, you know, like if certain people didn't like you, nobody would talk to you. It was like a mean club, mean girls club. There was guys too. It was weird. It's not really like that anymore so much. I mean, things have changed a lot in that way. because the people that did stay were not originally, mining families and whatever. It's become kind of a place where people come to retire. There's a lot of like famous artists here that came to retire here that did not live here before. And it's a really pretty area. Right by Lake Superior. Well, let me tell you what, it gets cold here. It gets so cold. Do I want to do face paint? I don't know. I kind of do, kind of don't. I don't know what I want to do if I do face paint. Hey.